lot of folks coming in from outside the U.S. this year. I know that some of the longtime folks that are generally coming down, I haven't seen sign up yet. Maybe they're just, behind the 8 ball right now, waiting to get themselves all scheduled. But hopefully, we'll see some of those folks like Intermeal and Monroe, who've been there forever and ever and ever, and been longtime supporters, and not only of just the mead mixer, but of the MCI. Since before we were the MCI, they've been there for a long time. Them, Rabbit's Foot, Purtle, and Sky River.
Purtle can't make it this year.
They were
already talked to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I don't know about Rabbit's Foot. Yeah, they are definitely. The Purtle boys have been coming out for as long as you and I've been going to mead events in Colorado.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know that Mike Fall won't be able to be there this year because he's got some other things that he's working on. But
who am I going to drink whiskey with?
Yeah, exactly. And have a cigar.
Yeah, that too.
But we've got a good mix of people. I think we'll be filling out the tables in the mixer so that everybody can come and enjoy. I know we're sold out of VIP tickets, and the general admission tickets are gaining traction. So hopefully we'll fill those out too, and that'll also help for the donation to the community food share. The more tickets we sell, the more people that buy tables, the more people we get in there. All amounts to a larger donation and more meals out there to help support the folks that are food insecure. So, it's a synergy. People having a good time, people helping to help people. Making mead to help people.
There we go. I like that. Making mead to help people.
Yep.
That sounds good. So if you're a meadery and you're out there, and if you have not yet signed up to pour at the mead mixer, you need to go ahead and just go do that right now. Go to mazercup.org and sign up for a table. It doesn't cost very much. You get your mead in front of a really broad selection of people from all over the world to try your mead. And you help the homeless. I mean, does it get any better than that? How can you say no to that? Go sign up for your table now.
Or we will send Van Helsing after you.
That's right.
And he will gum you till you're soggy.
That's right. He will gum you to death.
No, just till you're soggy.
Till you're soggy, yeah. And then he will bounce up and down on your head.
Yep.
Oh, Bunzilla.
Oh, God. Blue Oyster Cult. Oh no. Bunzilla, huh?
Yeah, Buck Dharma made me do it.
He's looking a little bit nonplussed at the suggestion.
Yeah. And my dog is staring at me after that.
Yeah, Ralph is looking at you like, dude, really? Who's this Bun Helsing?
Well,
what have you been doing?
It's funny because he sat down next to me here on the couch in stately Hempstead Manor, and he is sitting down next to me like a human being with his bottom feet sticking straight out and his top feet sticking straight out, leaning up against the back of the couch, and like he's got his head cocked and he's looking up at me like, I normally sit like this, don't I? Waiting for me to put the TV on to watch the next episode of Expanse.
Oh my God, yeah, I know. That's what I can't watch it until John gets home. We love that show. Yeah, the puppies of the apocalypse are rampaging around the living room, whining and crying and barking at each other and wishing that I would let them out. John's not here, so usually they're all piled up in his lap, and bemoaning the fact that I'm locked up in the mead room, broadcasting. So.
Well, and I have the meadery out in the garage. The garage is undergoing a retrofitting for everything. We've got everything out of the garage, and I've got the Pueblo construction crew over here painting and scraping and scrubbing and sandblasting and doing all kinds of things. Putting a fresh coat of paint on all the walls and epoxying the floor, and then I'll move all of my weapons of destruction back in and start back in on mead. I'm buying some larger fermenters and having some fun with that stuff now that I've gotten the experimental phase out of my system.
Oh, bull. Yeah, I believe that. One of these, and do you know that the Got Mead U.S. tour is coming near, not in, but near L.A. this summer. So you are the reason that we are stopping somewhere in the vicinity of L.A. This is where we can find. You need to help me find an RV park where I can park the beast, and then we want to come visit you because. We see each other every year at the Mazer Cup, but I have never come to LA to visit you, and John and I are bloody well going to do it this year.
Right on.
Yeah, so you've been warned. So if you want to get the hell out of LA for the summer, now is your chance.
Yeah, well, this is let's see, June. Don't know exactly which week it's going to be yet, but I'll be up at UC Davis doing the advanced mead course up there.
Mm-hmm.
May is the California Honey Festival.
No, we won't be in your vicinity until July at the earliest.
Oh wow, you're picking the days that you will die of heat.
Yeah, I know. Hey, get this, it gets worse. John wants to go to the airplane graveyard in Arizona in July. So
but it's July.
I know, right? I was just like, okay, honey. So yeah, no, we're the first part of the tour doesn't start until the beginning of June, and it's going to take us pretty much like a month or more to get to LA because we're going to spend 3 weeks or so in Washington at the grandbaby with the grandbaby and the daughter. So
oh right,
yeah. So sorry, but you've been trumped by grandchildren, and that's just the way it is. But yeah, so it's going to be July until we get to LA, Arizona, and then Santa Fe, where I'm going to do a co-brew with Falcon Mead.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited, actually. There's a lot of squeeing that goes on. Pardon me?
We actually had an entry from Falcon.
Oh yeah, Greg Menke bought it from Dara, and Dara stayed on as the mead maker, but Greg is running the business side of things because Dara never liked doing that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dara's got everything.
We got to get them out to pour too.
Oh, they're coming. Okay, I will beat Greg up because I thought he said he was going to do that, and if he hasn't yet, then I will see to it that he does. But they are both coming. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I will see Dara again.
It will be really good to see Dara again. So I will make sure that they buy a table. So I thought they already had. So I will bug Greg. Greg, if you're listening, go buy your mead mixer table. Do it now. Drop whatever business stuff you're doing and go buy a table. Just do it. Oh, my God.
You've been told.
That's right. The mead wench has spoken. Just obey. If only that worked.
Hey, what? It works with me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At the very least.
There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, see, the problem is that Pete and them all know me well enough that they all just tell me to screw off,
But we do it politely, like, "Oh, Vicky, you're so funny."
Yeah, no, you don't. Pete, you say, Vicky, fuck. Pete, you say, Vicky, just fuck off. That's what you say. Don't even try to cover it up with civilization. You're just like straight out with me. You always have been.
So
This is true.
You mean when Vicky said, "Hamish, you have to come to America for the Mazer Cup this year," you can't get out of it. I could have just said those magic words.
No, that wouldn't work with you, Hamish.
Yeah.
No, that only
you have to
works.
earn your way to be able to use that magic word.
You have to be Pete to be able to do that. Pretty much. Yeah. Pete's pretty much the only one that gets to talk to me that way. My husband doesn't even talk to me that way.
And it's only because she knows I have her best interest at heart.
It's true, yeah. We complement each other pretty well. It's pretty hilarious. So yeah, I'm the dreamer and the optimist, and he's the pessimist and the one that brings me back down to earth when I'm being idiotic. So. What was that, Shauna?
That brings you down to earth.
Yeah, pretty much. He slaps my feet back down on the ground when I'm dreaming about stuff that's not possible.
So I have a question for Hamish. From where where in Australia are you?
I'm from Melbourne.
Location goes. Where again?
Melbourne, down south, the southest you can get without being while being on the mainland.
Gotcha. Okay. So I've got cousins right there in Victoria, and then the rest of my family's over in Perth and what's the one out there? Fremantle.
Yeah, has it rubbed off on them yet, or?
Nah, kind of, but not so much. That's the Stitch clan. Yeah, the Evich clan is down in Mexico. The Stitch clan is down in Australia, and the Bakliches are here in the U.S.
Well, I'm planning on bringing a few things back, so the suitcases are going to be a little bit empty. If you, any of your guys in Melbourne want to send you anything, give them my number.
That sounds smart.
I can make sure you're connected to him, Pete. No worries.
Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, so looking forward to this one. In 2 years, we've actually going to have our 10th year anniversary in 2019. So we're already coming up with various tortures and evil conceptualizations to put on during that particular. We were thinking of the, like Steve Martin had the cruel shoes. We were thinking of the cruel mazer.
Oh boy!
That twist your fingers into horrifically, terrible directions. That they weren't made to go into whenever you take the cup in hand to drink.
Yeah. Well, at least we're not asking people to come to the words banquet in jammies. We did that one year.
There you go. Oh yeah, we did that. That's right.
It was funny too.
Bad for the people who don't wear jammies.
Yeah, well.
I was going to say I'd have to actually pack something.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I normally wouldn't have packed any, but I'm sharing my room this year, so I'm packing some.
Out of mutual respect.
You really don't want to see that, AJ. It's just better that way, trust me. And this is why we mark the broadcast as explicit whenever we do it.
That does remind me, I am sharing a room also.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually know the explicit thing before, so now I'm glad I don't actually have to censor my language.
No, you
Thank
don't.
You for letting me know that.
No, I mean, we don't encourage people to use the F-bomb every other word, but I always mark the show explicit because sooner or later somebody cusses. It just happens. So rather than burn delicate ears.
Yeah, exactly.
It is meat, after all.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's the other thing. It is an adult beverage, so I don't see any reason why we can't be explicit. It just makes sense.
Well, I mean, if you got to be 18, 19, 21 plus in order to drink it, what the fuck? Swear.
You've probably already heard those words, yeah. Yeah,
Hopefully you've learned how to feel them.
Well, what you guys don't hear is before every show we do the F-bomb dance. Where we basically just do it, and this is how we forestall technological difficulties, because if we don't do it, something goes wrong.
Well, it's like a prayer, homage to the gods, the tech gods out there, to make sure everything is sacrificed right.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically a sacrifice to the technology gods, basically.
Got to grease the skids, so to speak.
Yeah.
You got to do what works.
Okay,
Yeah.
David Webb says he has his own effing room and with his own effing self, so that means party in David's room.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you remember the years we'd try to get rooms that butted up against each other, so it'd just be easier that way. We'd have to walk as far.
Yeah,
And you would have neighbors in the middle being annoyed.
We literally would ask them to put us in adjoining blocks so that we'd be one after the other, all in rooms right next to each other, so that we'd own like one entire side. This was the old hotel. That we'd own one entire side of the hotel, and we'd ask for outside. This was a motel. It was an old Days Inn that had been converted to this really fun granola crunchy one-off hotel that we just adored. I mean, it was the most awesome hotel ever because it was ours. And they treated us like family when we were there. But, we just take like the whole outside back, and sooner or later, every year, Pete, the owner would call us from his apartment, which was across the street in one of the high-rises, and say, guys, you need to tone it down a little. I can hear you in my bedroom.